Hi, my name is Cynthia. Today I'm going to talk about parrots. I'm going to talk about pros and cons of having a parrot. And I won't tell you what, I'll tell you at the end what wins, but sorry about my parrot in the background. First of all, number one, life of the bird. They'll last quite a while. And if you have a dog or a cat, you know how hard it is when they pass. A parrot's going to last, according to what size parrot you have, I should say. If you have a smaller one, they're going to maybe be 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. But if you get a large parrot, cockatoo macaw, Amazon, they can live to be 60, even more. So if a lifetime you want with a bird or with a pet, that is definitely an advantage, a pro to having a parrot. On the other hand, if you don't want to have that long-lasting relationship, it's a con. So it's up to you how you want to look at it. Next thing is cost. Cost is a con because I should say it depends on whether you get a large or small parrot. If you get a small parrot, the cost may be $15. But if you get a larger parrot, you're going to spend $1,000, maybe $1,500 for a parrot. Sorry about my dogs interrupting here. So cost is definitely a con. Another thing, biting. The danger of having a parrot, they can bite you. And that is a con. That's not a good thing. And it can happen even with a small parrot, cockatiel, lovebird, can bite you and it hurts. So that is a con. It's not a pro, that's for sure. Another thing, enjoyment and love that you can get from a parrot, because they are very lovable type of pets to have. And especially if you get a cockatoo that wants to be part of your body, I mean, it doesn't want to leave you. Lovebirds can be very loving too. All of them can be loving. And you can enjoy that feedback from them. So that's definitely a pro for a parrot. Another thing to have, loudness. You can hear it in the background with this cockatoo I have. And small ones aren't as loud, but definitely a cockatoo, Amazon can be loud, macaw can be loud. And if you have a small place, if you live in an apartment, condo where you have noise restrictions, you might have a problem having a parrot. So that's definitely a con. Another thing, vet costs. It can be expensive to have a parrot because you should go to a specialty vet. You shouldn't just go to any vet, and they of course will charge you more to take care of your pet. So having a parrot will cost you a little bit more money, although a dog or a cat can end up costing you too because of their illnesses, but not as much as a parrot will because it's more money to go to a specialty vet. Another con, I should say, is the food. You need to buy good food for the parrot. Dogs and cats, you can get away maybe buying less premium products, but for a parrot, you should definitely buy a premium product because that is what they're going to eat for the rest of their life, and they need minerals, and you also need fruits and vegetables every day. So you do have to spend some money to keep them in the proper nutrition. And in the long run, it'll pay back, but that is a cost because for my parrots, I use a pellet, and I spend $60 a month, sometimes more, for my parrots, just for the pelleted food. So it can be expensive. That's definitely a con. Another con is cages, cost of cages. Cages can cost $2,000. When you consider the length of time the bird's going to be in that cage, the lifetime, it's not too bad when you divide it by how many years that pet's going to be around, 40 years or 30 years. But it's still a hard amount of money to come up with right away. Sometimes you can get by getting a used cage at a really good price. For small birds, you can get away with $100 or less for a parrot cage. If you want a larger parrot, you're going to spend the big bucks, and that's definitely a con. Another con is the time allotment you have to put into your parrot. Dogs and cats, sometimes they can spend a lot of time by themselves. Parrots can too, but they need your intervention every day. And you have to spend time with them. Now, you have to spend time with them outside of the cage to keep them tame. So that's time allotment. Now, you can do that when you're watching TV. They can be on your fingers. They can be on your shoulder, according to how well you know that parrot. But you do have to spend a lot of time with a parrot. A dog and a cat, again, you can spend time with them too. And they can sit on your lap and that, but they can get by without that interaction. Parrots, though, need that interaction. They're very social animals, and they need that. So that is a con if you don't have that kind of time. If you work a lot, parrot might not be the right pet for you because you really need to spend time with them. Another thing is allergies. If you have allergies, it's a con to have a parrot in a lot of cases. Some parrots do not put out dust, but a lot of them do. Cockatiels put out dust, African grays. So if you're allergic to that kind of stuff, you shouldn't have a parrot. And if you do have it, and you want a parrot, you're going to have to put up with your allergies. And I do have a little bit of allergies, but I'd rather have the parrot and put up with the allergy. But that is definitely a con. If you have severe allergies, parrot might not be the right pet for you. Another thing that is a pro, I think, is the rareness of parrots. When I have friends over, they're just thrilled to see my parrots because they don't see them. Unless you go to a zoo, you don't really see a parrot. So the rareness is kind of fun to have an animal or a pet that's rare, and you can enjoy that too. And again, your friends will enjoy them a lot. I get a lot of friends that come over sometimes just to see my parrot. Another con, or pro I should say, is their talking and singing. You can get them to do all sorts of tricks too. You can see on internet a lot of parrots. They can do tricks, picking things and playing with things. And singing, some parrots sing, some don't. Don't hold it against that parrot. If you buy a parrot just for that reason, you got to buy the parrot that sings right way to know for sure that you're going to get what you want out of your parrot. Otherwise, if it sings, it's a benefit, and you'll love it. And talking, they talk and they make a lot of noises too. They can make phone call noises, bark like a dog. I have a parrot, the one that's making this noise right now, barks when people come to my door, and then it gets my dog barking too. So they're very enjoyable for that, and to me that's a pro. Another thing, the beauty of them, I think that's a pro too. Some of the white ones are just spectacular. I really think they all are beautiful. Just to sit and stare at them and for hours and hours, you can just do that. They're just so beautiful, and their beaks are beautiful. I'm in awe of them, especially the white ones. They really got me. But my macaw, my blue and gold macaw, has spectacular colors too. So the beauty of them is definitely a pro. Another thing that's a con is their pooping, because they do poop on you, and you're going to have to get used to being pooped on and cleaning up poop. The good thing about poop is it's very washable. It gets on your clothes, it washes right out, it does not stain. But if you have a queasy stomach, that might bother you down the road. But if you have a parrot, you better get used to that. It's definitely a con, but you will get used to it, and it's no big deal after a while. I don't even pay attention to it. If I get it on my hand, obviously you wash your hands, but it doesn't bother me at all. At first it was a little queasy, but again, you have a parrot. It's no big deal. Another con along that same line is cleaning up after them. Because the cages, they usually have seed trays, almost all of them do, and you have to change that on a regular basis to keep it clean. And you try to do it as often as possible. I'm lazy. I only do it once a week. I have friends, though, that can't stand it. They do it every day. I'm lazy. I live alone, so it's just me, and it doesn't bother me to have that around so I can see it. But you're going to have to clean it, and it's not fun to clean, just like a cat box in a lot of ways. But that is definitely a con. But after a while, again, you'll get used to it. It won't bother you at all. I think that's pretty much all the things I wanted to talk to you about. I don't think I missed anything. And when you add those up, I find there's more cons than positive things. I don't care. I love my parrot. I don't care if they're loud. I after a while I don't even notice that noise, but people coming over notice it, but I don't notice it. And all those cons, I put up with it because I love having a parrot. And I think you will too. Maybe you won't, but I think it's worth getting a parrot to try it out. I hope this gives you some good ideas about having a parrot. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want to get more information about parrots, I'm trying to download a new video every Monday. And I'm going to have a lot more ideas about parrots down the road. Come back and visit with me, okay? Bye now.